So it is that day, August 2nd, 2025, the biggest day of the year, even bigger than Transition Day. So we are going to kind of reverse Transition Day in a way, which is the abolishment of the monarchy, but we're gonna change some things just a little bit, okay? If you watched yesterday's video, which was mostly a joke, but if you skip to the end, there was a little teaser at the end of today's video, and that Hugia was going to become an empire, and that is true. I'm recording this on the 28th, as you can clearly see at the bottom right corner, so obviously this website is not updated at all. It'll look something just a little bit different. It won't look like this at all. It won't have this brown poop looking thing at the top. So yeah, I am currently working on this constitution right now, which is called the Imperial Constitution of the United Hennus Constituent Republics of the Empire of Hugia. That is definitely a mouthful, and some of it sounds a little contradicting, and I'll be able to clarify. And so I'm gonna try to summarize this very quickly, because this is pretty long. I'm trying to make this longer than the Grand Republic's Constitution. So currently there are about like 7 articles. That might change. There's probably going to be more. But yeah, so Article 1 is the imperial structure. Section 1 is the status of the Grand Republic's Constitution. The Grand Republic of Hugia's Constitution is only for the Grand Republic of Hugia. Everything that applies to the Grand Republic's Constitution applies here also in some else. I may or may not remove this because this is a little bit vague. And, I haven't read the whole Grand Republic Constitution in like 6 months, so the official name of the empire, like I said, will be the United Hennus Constituent Republics of the Empire of Hugia. So now let's talk about the Hennus Constituent Republic. So, the emperor of, being like the head of state, but then, these constituent republics will have people voting for, a prime minister. And yeah, I did say there might be like 3 or 4 prime ministers, and we'll talk about that in a second. So the Hennus Constituent Republics, what makes them so special? Hennus Constituent Republic's sovereignty is heavily limited by agreeing to be under its constitution. As a result of its status as a loosely autonomous sovereign state, Hennus Republic has the right to enter into foreign relations with other states, sign treaties with them, and exchange diplomatic communications. They cannot enter an organization, however, without the emperor's imperial approval. Each Hennus Constituent Republic will be divided into provinces, which no longer will be named counties, which in turn will be divided into boroughs. Each republic will be a unitary state. Now we have autonomous Hennus Republics. Autonomous Hennus Republics are lower than, the HCRs, but don't have as much freedom. They cannot have their own constitutions, enter into foreign relations, or join organizations with other states. Autonomous Hennus Republics are formed either from, an HCR or for other reasons. These guys are part of the Grand Assembly, in which citizens can elect a first minister to represent themselves as part of the council in the lower chamber. So the Grand Assembly, I'm kind of wording the constitution like a little bit weird with how I mentioned the Grand Assembly, because I'm not really sure if I want the Grand Assembly to be the official legislature, the top of the top. It's also part of the Grand Republic and also part of the Empire. Maybe we're giving the Grand Republic of Hugia way too much power. Article 2, governmental structure. We got oath of office, the Emperor's throne. Here's some powers, some executive finesse. Once again, some of this may be updated. Here we have the regency. I don't know how you pronounce that. And then we have governmental agencies and ministries. You can see here I have subsection 2, but subsection 1's not a thing yet, and that's because I'm still working on this as if I'm, recording this. So this is literally unfinished, but you'll be able to see the finished product in the website or the description of this video. Judicial system, I actually did put some tender loving care into this for once. Unlike the Grand Republic Constitution, I didn't really put much effort, but I did put some effort. And will we ever have an actual literal judicial system? Constitutionally, yes, but de facto, probably not, because we have so little people. I don't think it makes sense to even have a judicial system. And then we're going to talk about the Hennus ideology and some of the rights, other laws about the Constitution, ratification, and so on and so forth. Now we just went over the Constitution. Let's show you the flag and the emblem. This is the flag of the Empire of Hugia, and now you might be like, whoa, wait a minute. I don't like this. Flag sucks. We like the yellow, green, orange one because that's very iconic. Well, good news for you, dear viewer. We're gonna have 2 co-flags. That is, the Imperial flag, the main one, and the yellow, green, and orange flag. The one that's been in use basically since 2020. I don't think we can ever really get rid of the yellow, green, and orange because it's so iconic, and I really love the colors. It's also the official flag of the Grand Republic of Hugia. And also, here is the emblem of the Empire of Hugia. Looks pretty cool, I guess. Maybe, I don't know. So, now the big question is, who will be your emperor? This guy speaking right now will be the emperor. So yeah, the Grand Republic of Hugia will still exist, just under the Empire. It's still pretty much free. It's nothing really changed. So think of, the Empire of Hugia as like the system of the Kingdom of the Netherlands. And maybe the Soviet Union, because, that's where I actually got some of this inspiration from, are those 2 nation structures. I basically just kind of, borrowed some things and changed up some things, and you got the United Headless Constituent Republics of the Empire of Hugia. So, are there going to be other, Headless Constituent Republics? Well, that little clue I posted about Concluver and Horncrow? Well, those guys will not be part of the Grand Republic of Hugia anymore as special territories, which means Hugia, as, the mainland will not have any special territories. That means these two special territories will be the Republic of Outer Hugia. Population 0. So that's why I'm thinking possibly we make, it an autonomous Headless Republic instead. We might make it an autonomous Headless Republic. Who knows? I have a couple of days to decide. So now what does this mean as the original monarchy, the Kingdom of Hugia, the one we all knew for the longest time ever, that existed from 2021 to 2025? Yeah, I did abolish monarchy because I didn't want to be a king, because that sounded boring and stupid. The Kingdom of Hugia didn't sound that great. And then a successor was named the Grand Republic of Hugia, because that sounded better. And I'm like, okay, it sounds cool, but I did watch a video about Bokassa I. Now, this is so random. A really horrible African dictator that, was the president of the president of the Central African Republic, and then declared himself as emperor. And when I watched the video about that it kind of, I found a way in my head how it could be tied to micronationalism, and it's like, wait a second, this dude had a really epic coronation. One quick thing to clarify real quick is, when you talk about Hugia, you're going to be talking about the Grand Republic of Hugia, the mainland. You're not talking about the Empire of Hugia. If you're talking about the Empire of Hugia, you have to call it the Empire of Hugia. And yeah, I did add a little bit of a style change. I did, want to make it a little bit long and funny. So, I am His Imperial Majesty Henry V, Eminent Defender of the Highness, Protector of the Grand Republic, Overlord of the Constituent Republic, Sovereign and Emperor of the Empire of Hugia. That is the whole title name. Now, is this bigger than Transition Day? Yes, absolutely. I didn't want to get rid of the Grand Republic of Hugia because, it literally just got established, literally months ago. And I actually don't plan on getting rid of the Grand Republic of Hugia because I really do like its system that I gave it. I don't think I ever want to kill it. We like democracy, but we also, like other things too. This is me several hours later. A little quick update I forgot to mention. And yes, this is like a little bit of a sneak peek, a little bit of a video sneak peek, but that doesn't really matter. But as you see here, we have a little bit of something new, and that is this: the Autonomous Republic of Oshad. I can't even pronounce it because I just made up the word seconds ago. Not seconds ago, but minutes ago. Oshadat. Yes, it's Oshadat. It is the first ever Autonomous Republic of the Empire of Hugia, and it is kind of in rule of, the Republic of Outer Hugia. So, yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. I hope you guys approve of this decision, you the viewer, and let me know what you think in the comments or in this premiere in the chat right now. That is all I have to say. Cue the anthem of the Empire of Hugia for this outro, and I'll see you guys next time. Prime Minister and Emperor out.